Hey everyone, today I just wanted to share my key insights from my city study report on Paris, Toulouse, and Barcelona. And I also want to explain how the research prepares me for our upcoming study abroad program on sustainable transportation and innovation management. So first, let's start off with Paris. Paris developed from the Roman settlement of Lutetia into how we now know as the political and economic center of France. The French Revolution began there, and it reshaped political systems across Europe. And in the 19th century, large-scale urban redesign improved transportation and infrastructure, and it also strengthened the long-term economic growth. Um, this history helped show how infrastructure and governance influenced Paris's and France's economic performance over time. Today, Paris generates close to a third of France's GDP. La Défense is the largest purpose-built business district in Europe, and it hosts multinational firms in finance, energy, aerospace, and companies like Airbus, PNP, Total Energies, they operate their main offices there. Um, we all know Paris plays a key role in sustainable transportation. The company we are focusing on, like Airbus and them, they lead research in hydrogen-powered aircraft, low-emission aviation systems. The Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris remains one of the busiest airports in Europe, and it continues to hopefully expand their energy efficiency and emission reduction programs. Paris is also a center of green finance. Major banks fund renewable energy and transportation infrastructure projects across Europe. Station F supports startups focused on mobility technology and digital logistics platforms. And just researching this helped me to get ready to ask informed questions on our trip, just about exactly how sustainability targets shape supply chains, investment decisions, and long-term innovation strategies. And for my cultural exploration, I'm planning to visit the Louvre Museum. The Louvre Museum attracts millions of visitors each year, generates revenue through retail goods, the ticket sales, and all of that. It supports the tourism, transportation, and hospitality sectors across Paris. Visiting the Louvre Museum will help me to understand how cultural institutions contribute to just economic output of the country and the global branding. So next up, let's talk about Toulouse. Toulouse also had Roman roots, began as like kind of like an administrative center, and then it eventually grew through the medieval trade. Um, in the 20th century, national investment transformed it to what we see now as Europe's aerospace capital. Um, Toulouse is the operational headquarters of Airbus, and Airbus coordinates a complex global supply chain where the aircraft components arrive from multiple countries before the final assembly, and they do it all in Toulouse. And the Airbus also exports hundreds of their finished aircrafts worldwide each year. They invest heavily into, like I said earlier, hydrogen propulsion systems, lightweight materials, fuel-efficient designs, and I think Toulouse is a great example of how they're integrating their sustainability goals into R&D and multinational production systems. And I think it's helping me to understand innovation management inside a global transportation company. Um, for my cultural exploration in Toulouse, I'm planning to visit the Basilique Saint-Sernin. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it reflects the city's role in Europeans' mobility networks. It's a really famous Romanesque church, and it connects historical transportation systems with modern global connectivity and how they're implementing, like, they're keeping their old traditions and how they're adapting it to the modern times. So I'm really excited to visit the Basilisk. And finally, let's do Barcelona. Barcelona also developed from Roman origins, and It was from a Roman colony called Barcino, and it developed into a major Mediterranean seaport. And in the 19th century, it became Spain's primary industrial center. And in the modern day, Barcelona is one of Spain's most productive cities. It's driven by trade, tourism, and innovations. Um, just by cargo volume, the port of Barcelona is one of the largest Mediterranean ports, and it connects Europe to Asia, Africa, the Americas. The port authorities, they invest in electrification, shore power systems, and emission reduction initiatives. Barcelona also emphasizes on sustainable urban mobility, and they do it through electric buses, bicycle infrastructure, integrated public transportation systems. The city also hosts the Mobile World Congress, where they're attracting global technology firms in order to focus on digital mobility, logistics optimization, and energy efficiency. Um, Startups in Barcelona, they develop, the software for route efficiency, carbon tracking. So Barcelona is really important, and it demonstrates how, maritime trade, smart mobility systems, innovation management, they align with global sustainability goals. And for my cultural exploration of Barcelona, I'm planning to visit Camp Nou. It's the home stadium of FC Barcelona, the soccer team. The stadium reflects the people of Catalonia, and also demonstrates just how a large venue is coordinating, transportation access, managing their energy use, and operating within a global commercial environment. Camp Nou is just not just culturally significant, but also economically significant. So overall, Paris, Toulouse, and Barcelona, they each demonstrate kind of like different models of sustainable transportation and management, but they're all similar in their own ways as well. Paris highlights green finance and aviation leadership. Toulouse demonstrates aviation R&D, supply chain coordination, and then Barcelona through the Mediterranean trade, the smart mobility systems, and digital innovation. So they're all different, but also on the same border of global sustainable transportation and innovation. And I think this research and city study report is really helping me to prepare for our upcoming study abroad with questions that are informed and questions that are about sustainability metrics, innovation pipelines, and just long-term transportation strategy. Thank you.